Instagram. My name is Nicole Bozil, and on this platform, I interview women of color on discovering the beauty that lives and lies within them. We also take a closer look through their eyes on their interpretation of what they define as beautiful. It's one thing to see an individual who you do not know personally build themselves to becoming an entrepreneur, but to actually see a close friend growing into their craft from the beginning is a special treat, because I have a front row seat into the notion of the grit and grind of this woman who I am so proud to interview possess. When I say everything happens for a reason, I think of her. She is a wardrobe stylist who has worked on fashion campaigns for Saucony, Macy's, and the list goes on. She is also the stylist for one of the biggest artists out of Buffalo, Buffalo, New York, one third of Griselda, Conway the Machine. So without further ado, Jannique
Thank
heard
you.
you.
Okay. Section says thank you.
Of course. I'm so listen, guys. I am like I said in my intro, I'm so proud to have this opportunity. I mean, of course, she would do this for me if it was 1:00 in the morning. But to be able to honestly like interview a friend of mine who I have truly seen come from really like beginning to coming to this point is so inspiring, and I say that, I know people are just like, why is it inspiring? Is your friend? Anybody that's around me is going to be inspiring, because it's a level of just like, it can be attainable for me as well. It can be attainable for anyone that surrounds me, you know what I mean, that are doing well and just succeeding in life, and still working on their craft and building their rapport. So it is just something that's just so special and dear to my heart. So let us get started. When it comes to like life, people who are watching this interview may not know this, and do, but Jannique being a wardrobe stylist to Conway, it truly makes sense because she has a music background. She actually, when me and Jannique have met, we met through our other best friend David, and Jannique she raps. That's a little fun fact for you guys who don't know, but she raps. So it's so interesting to know that these worlds that she has been accustomed to and used to, and now working with an artist who is in that genre, collide. So when was the moment that you realized your path and opportunities collided?
The minute that I went full-time with styling and just completely stopped going to the studio, that's when I started to realize that it was like, okay, the music is kind of being like left behind.
Jannique reminds me, look, it's like Jannique is giving me it's like, enough, stop asking. It's like Rihanna, don't ask me for no album no more.
No, you're not getting it. People call me J Electronica, but specifically because it's like, will we ever get anything? And it's like, I don't know, maybe, but as of right now, maybe clearly I don't want to wait till I'm 80, but
right.
I'm still, I'm kind of like in my styling bag right now. So I feel like, that kind of has my attention a lot more. So that's when I realized it collided once I stopped going to the studio. It's been months and months and months. I haven't been this year yet. So
right.
Yeah.
So let's take it back a little bit. So growing up, who were your inspirations? Whether it's within beauty, within artistry, who were your inspirations, and how has that evolved into who you are today?
Okay, so this question's been asked a few times, and I always realize like I answer it the same, and it's because it's true. It is the Foxies and all those things that are expected of me. But then you also have like, and this person's not too far off, but like Mary J. Blige. I've never said her name. I've always felt inspired by like her her golden tresses, like she always had, like, she kept that blonde consistent. And I just thought that was super fly. Along with obviously, you know, Misa with her wardrobe. And I just felt like her hair, wardrobe, and makeup combo was always on point. All the time. All the time. I look forward to her visuals every time. And then I would say probably like Aaliyah. And that would be more because of the mystery woman she was.
Yes.
I feel like that is kind of what I am now. Like at that time when she was out, I was like, oh my God, I love this girl because she just got this mystery to her. She was a little different from other people who were kind of, you know, obviously exposing a lot more. So I think I kind of have a little bit of that in me now where it's like, you know, I feel like there's a lot of beauty and mystery where you're not kind of giving your whole full self to everyone all the time. You know what I mean? And it was funny because I had a friend who had mentioned it the other day when they didn't see me on Instagram for a couple of days. They were like, oh, well, is everything okay? Like we don't get a leg, we don't get an arm. And that comment was because it was like, okay, we know that you give us a little half face moment. you give us a hand shot, you know what I mean? Give us a little leg, some legs.
All right.
But that was based on just the fact that like I like to kind of keep it real like subtle. Yeah, I like to have that. I love like a little mystery moment, dropping crumbs and not really making it a whole thing. Yeah. So I think that was a dope part of Aaliyah to me with the swoop across, you know, her hair covering her eye. So stuff like that. I just thought she was always unique. So
we're talking about, you know, it's so great that you brought up Mary J. Blige, you brought up Aaliyah, even bringing up Misa, because you know, these women were a part of like the golden era where people were talking about when it comes within music. And within the 90s, what came out of that also, because what we love about Misa so much is that she created Mary to becoming this woman, because prior to Mary, it was very much a lot of very elevated looks, right? And so when she came on the scene, it was like, oh wow, you could be like almost like a tomboy and still be sexy at the same time. You get what I mean? And possess that allure and that sexiness that Mary J and Aaliyah had, you know. And so connecting back into that streetwear, urban streetwear took on precedence as well, right? So brands like Fat Farm, Baby Fat, Carl Kanai, FUBU, Sean John, you know, these brands started to emerge, right? And connected back to the hip hop culture. Now, another major 90s brand that was a part of that, you know, I guess like renaissance, was Walker Wear by designer April Walker. And earlier this year, Jannique collaborated and did a Raw series during Fashion Week Black History Month for the brand. And Walker Wear in the 90s was huge. I mean, it was worn by Biggie, you know, Tupac, Run DMC, Naughty by Nature. And then a few months ago, we had seen that you had posted, I don't know if it's on your page, but on Conway's page, where Conway, the artist that Jannique styles, wearing the brand on tour, which I thought was such a breath of fresh air, because it allowed us, or at least allowed me to recognize like, wow, you know, Jannique's tapped in, you know what I mean? Like she understands like this is still a part of fashion in itself. So what would be your advice to wardrobe stylists who are in this industry to be mindful of or give homage to these urban streetwear brands and possibly integrate them into their clients' look in today's fashion?
I would probably advise them to not be afraid to step out of the Gucci's and the Fendi's and the Amiris, like all the typical brands that, you know, we love today. I feel like it's okay to, and even for those who are, let's just say you're super young, 19, 20, you know, whatever, in your early 20s, like it's some of them don't know about walk-away. Some of them don't know about Fat Farm and all that stuff. That's not the era that they came in. So it's like, just generally, my advice generally to any stylist of any age that's trying to, get into it. I feel like, again, like, research is a big deal. You have to do research, you know what I mean? And because you weren't born in the 1980s, it doesn't give you an excuse not to kind of know the knowledge and background what you're doing now, you know what I mean? Because it all still ties in. You might throw on a Gucci Gazelle frame on someone and you see that that's what's in the Gucci store today, but do you know where it stemmed from? Like, how, you know what I mean? Do you know the Dapper Dan situation? Do you know the walk-awares? So, it's important to really like do your research, and that's probably my biggest advice. Doing research, yeah. People appreciate that too when you don't expect someone to know certain things, and it's like, wow, like walk-aware, who, oh, okay, you know what I mean? Like that actually warms my heart to even use a brand like that, you know what I mean? In the world that we're in right now, where everybody's like, going for what's easy and what's typical. So yeah, that was a cool collab.
Nice. When you're doing these campaigns, you're styling Conway, you're finding pieces, you're finding looks, you're constantly moving. You're constantly, I mean, it's not a day where you're not waking up probably maybe 5 a.m. trying to figure out, okay, how am I strategizing my day? How am I strategizing my, figuring it all out. And from the beginning, when anyone who starts out within styling, it is really like building your portfolio, really taking on, pro bono like gigs, because you just want to be able to have some type of like, I don't want to say documentation, but some type of like, example to say, okay, can you actually do this work? Can you actually put clothes together? You know what I mean?
Right.
And so what comes with that is the I don't want to say separation, but the fact of actually really dedicating to your craft. You get what I mean? Really putting your all into it. So how do you translate that dedication of your craft to your family? Because I know your family is like, they're on Carmen Sandiego. They're constantly moving around.
One of my friends calls me that.
Yeah, like
he calls me Carmen Sandiego. He calls me Carmen DMV, actually.
Yeah. Yes, because literally it's not like just you, it's literally the whole family is like wants to go somewhere. Let's go to London, let's go to Jamaica, let's go here, let's go there. And it's like, where do you say to yourself, no, I have to actually commit to this, and I'll check with you guys back again? Like how do you separate the two?
I think I've kind of like officially mastered just how to separate the two, because in the beginning I would feel guilty and I would feel awful, but then I'm like, I'm not doing this as a hobby, you know what I mean? This is my life, this is my career. And I think I've explained that a million times before, and to the point where like my family, they know at the end of the day, I'm gonna do it my way. And it sounds selfish, and it's not, because at the end of the day, you should make the time for your friends and family. It's not always about work. And again, when work is not, the best or whatever the case is, you got your family at the end of the day, you have your friend, so not saying to just that, but I think in my case, my friends and my family, they understand that it can get busy, and I get like tunnel vision, and it's annoying to a lot of people, like, because I'll shut down. And that's like this weird thing that I don't even notice I do myself. Like I'll shut down, and it could be for days. And then it's like, okay, the project's done. Hey, what were you saying now? You know what I mean? And that's just how it works. I think everybody has their own little strategy of how they execute certain things. You know what I mean? So I think those who are close to me, they understand and get it now. So I'm never really like the people that truly love it and know me.
Yeah,
they don't even get offended. Because the person that's new, that they
I'm gonna tell you right now, Yeah.
Yeah,
You come in on the train and she hops off and you're like, wait a minute, did she forget I was here? Like, she does not mean it at all. She's gonna come back on the train, y'all. She really does not mean
I'm coming back.
I'm coming back. Yeah.
Lord, just give me a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it's never giving ignore or listen, and it's funny because I be having some nerve because I'm seeing lately it's a little trend with this damn do not disturb the little thing, and everybody's putting it on their phone, and it's annoying as hell. And I'm gonna start doing it, but I feel like I have some nerve to get annoyed by that. Yeah. When I don't even get to call people back sometimes. So
right.
I'm gonna do better, y'all. I'm gonna try to do better.
Yeah, just make sure I'm in your favorite so I can push through. Just
no, you definitely are. Definitely are. You're good. You're good.
So you definitely had some full circle moments in your life, and one of the full circle moments I can talk about is the fact of you being the lead stylist for Macy's campaign.
Yes.
Where prior to that, years ago, for X amount of years, maybe how many years would you say as you were a visual merchandiser?
7.
Yes, for 7 years.
Was it 17? Yeah.
Yeah, visual merchandiser for Macy's.
Mm-hmm.
So this just when I tell you my motto in life, everything happens for a reason. Like, this is a prime example of it, because you take on opportunities, you take on jobs, you don't know how it's going to connect back to you some way or another, or maybe never connect back with you. But to know that this opportunity came back, it just like, I felt a little teary-eyed, and I wasn't even there. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, wow, like this like Neek literally did this for 7 years. And to now actually be now behind the camera leading a campaign shoot for this company is just so I have no words. Aww. So I want to ask you, what is the lesson that you learned that you can share from being an employee with Macy's to recently being a lead stylist for a campaign shoot for them?
I would probably say, like, number one, be a good person. Yes. Like, being a good person is really like the foundation in any growth. And, you know, I feel like that's because I took a lot of pride in that job when I was working for Macy's. Like, I took lots of pride in my job. And I took advantage of all the resources I had and like learned so much. Even like my manager, my bosses throughout the years, like they all kind of like gave me some type of advice that I still keep to this day. Wow. And also I'm not gonna lie, I had the cheat code. Yeah. And you know, the fact, and I say that to say, like, you know, when I was given that a project with Macy's, you know, it was kind of funny because I didn't really need to read keep making sure that I stay on brand, you know what I mean? Because I know what it's like, because I did visual, but I was visual, and then I was like an actual stylist for like a few years at Herald Square. So like when I was there, I learned a lot there too with branding. Yes. And like, you know, what was the standards of Macy's, you know what I mean? So like when I step out of that and I'm in my own world and I'm, you know, Macy's lands on my desk, it's kind of like, all right, y'all, so when's the day of the shoot? Let's get it. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of like, I already know what they don't accept. So it's like it's like kind of just having that already, I already knew that, you know,
you were already prepared without even knowing you were prepared. Yeah.
I already knew what was accepted and what was not exceptional. So, so that was a really fun shoot. We like shot 2 different shoots in one day. So it was a long day, but it was I got a little teary eyed. It was a cool 360 moment for me. Aww. Yeah. And I got to do with our other best friend. Yeah. I was able to bring our other best friend on as hair, you know. Yeah. We really It was a good shoot.
Yeah. Oh my God. So dope. So dope.
Mm-hmm.
You know, be doing campaign shoots, we're styling artists, we are, you know, taking on just like so many new opportunities, even doing like Walmart campaigns with some,
Yeah.
you know, with, you know, athletes, like doing the collabs that they're doing with them
Mm-hmm.
for clothing. What what's like, so what's your self-care? How do you disconnect from this, I want to say chaotic, but this constant train that keeps moving? And then how do you do a pause and reset for yourself?
Um,
What does that day look like?
that day is okay. So I like to do hair, nails, makeup, brows, everything you could think of under the sun of like getting beautified all in one day. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Some people could set up an appointment for Tuesday and then get a hair appointment on Thursday. Like I try to like set up everything all in one day. And I don't know if I don't know if that's the mentality of just like, okay, I'm gonna give myself a day. It's like somebody having weekends off or something. Like that's my day off to just get everything done. So I try to squeeze everything in a day, and that makes me happy. And sitting down and like I guess having a good dinner by myself. I like to think. I like to think alone. I do it once. I think I did it twice last month, but I try to do it like at least once a month to sit down by myself and you know, just have like a moment of brainstorming, or like sometimes I'll do it when I'm working on the projects. But again, look, it leads back to work.
Yes,
I can't help it.
right.
But I do it. It's still a mental thing, you know, to be out at a restaurant or like a bar or something and just like sit down with my laptop and brainstorm for like what, you know, for the project that I'm maybe currently on. So that's kind of like my self day, even though I still bring work into it. But I don't know. I need to find like a hobby. Maybe I'm gonna make an album. What you think? No comment.
Enough.
They call me J Electronica, y'all. I told you.
Yeah, enough.
Enough. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all been hearing me say I was gonna make an album for 10 years. I know.
Where is the album? We need the damn album. Where is the album? We need the damn album.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. See ya.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but me on the other hand.
Yeah, I don't know about you, and me on the other hand, we're not getting it out. We're not getting an album. Oh my gosh. So wait, so okay, so that's, I mean, definitely the hair, nails, and everything are your self-care. What's your beauty like regimen? Like what's your skincare? Like what products do you like to use?
I'm loving Dermalogic.
For a deeper melanated woman.
Yes, I love me. Well, as far as like skincare regimens, I like Dermalogica products. I like RX Skin. Is that what it's called?
Urban Skin RX.
Urban Skin RX. Yes, I love that. They have a great sunscreen moisturizer that's like it's like an oil control moisturizer, and that's kind of been like my favorite product. It humbled me. It humbled.
It's Black owned.
It's Black owned. It's Black owned. Is it Black? I didn't know it was Black owned this whole time. I thought like
it's Black owned by a Black woman.
Oh wow. Well, there you go. But I what was I gonna say? Yeah, it was one of those products that I thought I can go out without. Like when I ran out, I was like, oh, okay, it's cool. I'll, you know, when I get it. But like that day, you could have like fried an egg on my forehead. It was like I was so oily, and that kind of humbled me. I'm like, nah, I need to get this ASAP. So I was, you know, ever since I've gotten that product, it's been working for me. And last but not least, something that I never not do at nighttime. Like this is gross, yeah, I'm sorry, but like I'll fall asleep with my makeup way before I skip a lip sleeping mask. Like I'll take off my lip You know what I mean? Like if I'm too tired, it's not like I purposely want to go to bed with makeup, but I'll literally like wipe, take my makeup, wipe half my face off, still probably got makeup. I'm like, as long as I get that lip balm on, that night mask on my lip, we're good. We're Gucci. It's so good, and it's like the best thing ever. I think it's by Lenny
Laneige. Yeah. Yes.
Is it? Is it?
Laniege? Yeah.
Yeah.
Laniege.
Oh,
Yep.
you better check me. That's that because you know the product. Yeah, I just know the color. It's pink, and it's a sleeping mask, and it's lit, and that's
It's the
what
best.
it's the best thing.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your lips moisturized and blush.
Yeah. About being a Black woman.
What I love about being a Black woman is how lit we have been for years and centuries and decades. Like we've come from just a great line in history of Black women.
Yes.
It's kind of equivalent to being like someone's like how can I say? It's equivalent to having like a cool family member, where it's like imagine being Jay-Z's niece or something. That's how I feel about being a Black woman. It's like we're lit, and I'm just so proud to be a Black woman.
It's nothing like it.
It's nothing like it. Shout out to everyone else. It's just something that I'm proud of it.
Yeah. Shout out to everyone. We have fun.
I
know. What is your favorite feature of yourself and why? And it doesn't have to be physical.
My favorite feature have to be my lips and my legs, child.
Okay.
But let me try. Oh my God. No, I think my favorite feature about me is my hustle.
Yes.
Yeah, like my hustle is like on a different type of thing, man. Sometimes it's a little scary to me because sometimes, like I said, I shut down and I don't like to do that, but I do it, and that's like a part of my personal way to prep and get ready for certain things. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's certain situations that doesn't seem realistic to get through. I'll take on a job and be like, how am I gonna have? It's been a couple of times I've had 2 jobs going on at one time. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but it's gonna get done, and it does. And I think that the challenge is I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like something I enjoy, because I'm not gonna lie, I don't enjoy. I don't purposely want to be challenged.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be challenged. There's people that actually love it. Like, give me a challenge, I'll knock it out. It's like, no, I don't really want a challenge for real. Mm-hmm. But you know what I mean? But if I'm faced with one, I realize I don't freak out, which may be the catalyst to why I am how I am when it comes to like hustling. Like I just kind of get it done. I know it has to get done. I know I put in my mind that there's no other way and there's no other excuse. Like it has to get done. So, and that's with anything, not just work. So
yes.
I think that's something that that's a favorite feature of me, just kind of getting it done.
Yeah. Okay, last question. I don't want it to end, but we gotta end. What's a takeaway beauty secret you can share with our viewers?
The beauty takeaway secret, I would say, is a lot of people, it was like, I think I posted something a couple of months ago, and it was a month ago or so. And people were like asking about my skin, like what type of lotion am I using? And I swear people think I'm trying to hold back on a product, and I'm not. It's simply Vaseline. That's it.
Vaseline is the truth.
Vaseline is my favorite thing. Like it's amazing. And sometimes, I don't know, I got this weird habit. I don't know what it does. But my grandmother, she'll put the Vaseline in her hand and like put a little water in it and then rub her legs with it. I don't know if it gives it that extra glisten. Yeah. So I'll do that sometimes. Try it, guys. I don't know. I don't know. Like,
it's definitely a secret. I think that like do your own research, see what works for you. Like not everything works for everyone, but you know, I've seen articles and things that say like, oh, it clogs your pores, but Vaseline has been around for decades.
A long time.
Decades. So it must be doing something right. You know what I mean? Like, exactly. And it hasn't been canceled for whatever reason. So like for me personally, and I can agree with Jannique when it comes to like Vaseline, that I use it actually on my lips on days that I, you know, am having just a really just like clean moment for my face. Like if I've done a mask and, you know, all of that, or if I'm not wearing no makeup at all.
Yeah.
I'll put that on and it just seems like it seals the deal for everything. And then also at times where I feel like my feet, maybe I want to just have it a little bit more soft or whatever, I'll put Vaseline and put a thick sock on. It will soften the heck out of your feet. Okay. So
no, for sure. I'm gonna do that actually. I don't do that.
Yeah. So yeah, I prefer the wintertime because the summertime is a little too hot. But definitely, those are just like tricks. Like I learned that from a pedicurist. Like she was just like, want to, you know, soften your feet, put Vaseline on and a thick sock and it'll help. So that was definitely a great takeaway beauty secret because it's so simple. Vaseline is like what, $3? Well, I don't know what inflation where it's at right now. But you know, you can get it at the dollar store, you know what I mean? Like whatever you need to do, like however you need to get it. But it's so simple and such a extra little simple thing that you can put on, you can add to, you know, your makeup kit or whatever you know, need it for. So oh my gosh, this was a great interview. I'm so happy. Can you give us all your handles, your social media handles, how people can
my social media handle, my Instagram is JANNNIQUE. And my Instagram is, not Instagram, I'm sorry. My Twitter is They Call Me Neek. So it's just exactly how you hear it. They call me Neek, NIQUE.
Yes. Thank you, Neek. I'm so happy. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it, friend. I love you.
I love you too.